Hi, my name is Jacqueline Rosenstein. I'm currently taking EDU 604, Diversity Issues in 21st Century Education through Post-University. I am going to be discussing the Mi Voz Mi Vida novel, Latino college students tell their life stories in relation to my course, EDU 604. The novel Mi Voz Mi Vida, Latino college students tell their life stories by Andrew Gerard was a compilation of inspiring stories. The autobiographies tell the stories of multiple Latino students and the struggles they have endured to overcome hardships within their lives. This novel connected to all content areas of the course, EDU 604, Diversity Issues in 21st Century Education. The students opened their hearts when sharing in their individual differences that have played a role in their school and community. This novel connected to multiple objectives in the course and to multicultural education as well. One specific objective it connected to was how culture affects learning and achievement. Throughout the book, each person found the strength to bring their cultural backgrounds to light and to persevere through the stresses and struggles set before them at a very young age. The voices that resonated, challenges, and opportunities that were felt include the students sharing in the hardships felt that oftentimes goes unheard. They identified the effects that we now correlate to the achievement gap in education. Within the autobiography, the students discussed the occurrences of dark places in their lives that have led them to find their own identities. They found perseverance in the weakest of times as they found paths to help guide them to the people and places that have shared in their own personal growth. Each of the students' voices resonated with me as they each had a different story to tell, while at the same time, they drew from the similarities of broken homes. I gained the greatest insight from this book because each student persevered and continued onward. Joseph Rodriguez, for example, his story was one of perseverance, as he adjusted his quickly changing life of a once middle-class child to a poor child living in a motel. Sarah Fox was another student that overcame addiction at a young age. She found strength in her relationship with her husband that pushed her to get clean and to be the very best mother she could be. As stated in the novel, these students who wrote of their hardships understood early on how important it was that they be able to endure hard times and come out of them even stronger. There were many environmental factors brought on these students that contributed to their lives as they faced the effects of living a life that challenged them with one or more of the following: poverty, racism, broken households, inadequate nutrition and safe living conditions. They faced aggression and substance abuse, sexual abuse, mental and emotional abuse, and also fear and desperation. The greatest opportunities these students faced with living with such a vast trauma in their lives was the ability to find self-love, care, and to continue moving forward. It was quite beautiful to hear their stories and how many of them continue to set goals for themselves, assimilate to their new cultures, and do all they can to embrace their self-identities. The issues in this theme of this book are the reality of the global world. I believe that educators need to be willing to enhance their own learning and teaching practices with a culturally responsive outlook. More and more students are entering our classrooms with less support at home, resources, and trust. It is through multicultural techniques and beliefs in our educational planning that will help support our ever-changing and diverse classrooms. Teaching without bias will also allow students to have a safe community to learn when embracing each other of their beliefs, their values, and perspectives. As educators, we will have students coming into our classroom with struggles that they are unable to manage themselves. Children are faced with countless stresses at home and at school, and I believe it is of great importance that our children don't lose sight of hope and happiness during these times. In order to work towards the future, educators will have students coming into their classrooms with struggles that they are unable to manage themselves. Children are faced with countless stresses at home and at school, and these students cannot lose hope for their future. Hawley and Nato, 2010, discussed the ways in which developing a school culture can directly affect student learning. The author states that, quote, "People seldom believe in practices that they don't know how to implement," end quote. As educators, it is essential that we are preparing and trying new strategies with the hopes of directly impacting our students in a positive way.